Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. After our cold snap that we had, the last few days have been up in the lower 80s. It's been really warm here. Not too bad of the evening times and the overnight hours. But we did get that cold snap. It did put an end to all of our summer gardens, our tomatoes. I should take you and show you what our tomatoes that we had up here by the house. So we're enjoying these beautiful fall days. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, and the temperatures are supposed to drop a little bit, but just back into the 70s during the day and 50s and 60s overnight. So we'll be able to enjoy, trying to get used to the time change. How are y'all doing with that? My body and my brain are still on the old time, and so I don't even set an alarm clock. I just wake up in the mornings, and so I'm waking up to the previous time, and so I go ahead and just get up and get my day started. I'm still getting a little bit tired in the evening times, not used to that particular part of the time change as of yet. Howie and Rowdy are the same way. They're rubbing their eyes still because they're an hour off on their bedtimes. And but we'll get adjusted before long. We're just enjoying having these beautiful days. It's breezy outside today, and I was afraid that y'all wouldn't be able to hear me. So I'm in the truck, and I thought that we'd just have a little conversation. This is Wednesday, November the 8th, and today we are celebrating Howie's second birthday. He has no idea what's going on other than we keep telling him happy birthday, and he's gotten presents, and he knows that Mama has baked him a cake, and he's getting the child loves hot dogs, and so that's what he gets to have for supper tonight is hot dogs before we go to church. And we got it set that way because, y'all, I don't know if I've told you this or not. I know I told my Facebook folks, but I don't know if I shared it with you guys. Last week, I just absolutely totally forgot that it was church day. And I sat down to do some work at the computer, and Cheyenne said, Mom, do you know what day it is? And I said, yeah, it's November the 1st. And she said, but do you know what day it is? And I still didn't catch on to what she was talking about. I was looking at the calendar trying to figure it out. And she said, it's 7 minutes until church starts. So needless to say, I missed going to church last Wednesday night. And I told them Sunday, I apologize, I just totally forgot that it was church day. So today, I've made sure that I've got it in the back of my head that I've got somewhere to go this evening, and we'll celebrate Howie. He's not having a big birthday party. We're just having a little simple thing here, and I'm sure Cheyenne's mom and Howie's, my little Howie's grandma, and some of them will be meeting up with him to do something for him. But we're just, it's in the middle of the week, so we're just doing a little bit. And you know what? I think sometimes that young people like Cheyenne and different ones worry about not having a great big, huge blowout birthday party for the children every year. But I told her, I said, when they're little like this, now we did, of course, his first birthday and Rowdy's first birthday, but, you know, you don't always have to have a big personalized birthday party. You know, when they're little like this, they don't remember those things. What they remember is the the family and the time spent having fun and doing those things. And while birthdays are fun, you really shouldn't be worried and concerned about not going and spending. There's people that spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on birthdays, even for the littles like Howie. And I'm not saying that they're not worth it. I'm not saying that those birthday parties aren't cute, but I'm saying don't stress yourselves needlessly. You know, it's good to celebrate them, absolutely, but don't hurt your family's finances to go out of your way to do something that they're not going to remember, except maybe, you know, seeing pictures when they get older. So that being said, we're celebrating him, and I remember the day he was born. was one of the happy times in my life. You know, I was going through something. Of course, you know, it had been not quite a year since Howie had passed away. My Howie had passed away. And although, you know, I had some times of happiness a little bit, some of my joy was gone. But becoming a Meemaw and getting to experience those littles and seeing all the wonder on their faces and watching them grow, that joy, the Lord has restored it, and they have a special place in my heart. Not that my Howie will ever be replaced as my husband and my best friend, but those babies sure do a lot of things to make your heart smile, and I'm thankful for him. Now, I thought today we would take a little bit of time and talk about being thankful. And we've done this before. I'm sure we've talked about Thanksgiving last year, but I really wanted to stress that. And a lot of people, including me, have been putting a post on just about trying to every single day about being thankful for different things. And I was thinking about my list, what I did, because November has 30 days. I wrote 30 numbers down, one to represent each day, and I started naming off specific days. Like the 8th I knew was Howie's birthday, and I wanted to be thankful for him on that day. Not that I'm not thankful every day, but you're supposed to highlight something. And Cheyenne's birthday is in November, and Blade and Cheyenne's anniversary is in November, and my brother Tommy's birthday is in November. And so I'm going to be highlighting some of those things over on my Facebook post. But then I begin to think about other things that I was thankful for, and I try to always see the Lord in every blessing that I receive, whether it's you know, maybe run into a bargain at the grocery store, or you get a surprise with some of your crops, or maybe one of your animals surprises you with a beautiful new baby calf, or whatever it happens to be thankful about the little things and the big things. And, you know, sometimes it's a challenge, although you're thankful, to really be able to write it down on paper. This day I'm going to be thankful for this, and this day I'm going to be thankful for that. And so I thought we would discuss that. One of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, are you feeling thankful lately? Now, we can look at the big picture and we can see all the things that are going on, and we know that there is chaos, and there's crazy, and there's wars, and there's you know, rumors of all these countries getting involved in the war with Israel, and there's wars in other parts of the world. And then we get on to the stuff that's going on at the UN, and who's in charge and what they're saying. And then we see in Congress that there are people that are being censured on the right and the left, and, you know, back and forth on all kinds of that. They're trying to come together on budget things. And I'm thinking, how do you teach your children and your grandchildren to budget when your government can't seem to get together on a budget? And just all kinds of crazy things. We're seeing anti-Semitism rising, and things going on in our own country. Hate and spewing of things are getting out of control. People are having a hard time with housing and buying groceries and making their budget stretch, and just all kinds of things. And if we focus on those things, a lot of people would say, well, no, I'm not thankful lately. I've got this and I've got that. And have you seen this going on? And have you read the paper? And have you listened to the news? And how could you be thankful? Well, it's up to us. With all of the things that are going on around us, it's up to us to find a way to be thankful. Find a way to be thankful for the things that we have. Now, there are some people that absolutely will not be thankful no matter what. They don't recognize the things that they have, their health, the health of their families, a job. Maybe it's not their ideal job or their perfect job, but they have a job, their house. Maybe it's not the dream house that they want. Howie and I, we had big dreams about the different things that we were going to do. And some of those things aren't going to become part of the big picture anymore because things have changed since he passed. What we wanted to do together, some of those things absolutely I'm still going to hold on to. But there's other things that without him, they aren't really something that I'm going to be moving towards as far as building and doing different things. But I'm thankful for what I have because my home, not the farm, but my home is paid off. I don't owe on it. I don't have to worry about that. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that we were able to get that taken care of so that was one less worry for us. But there are a lot of people that will go into debt. It's crazy. I haven't paid rent in 15 years because we just bought our place outright and just paid for it. And we were blessed in being able to do that. And the only reason that we were able to do that, it's not that I'm a wealthy person, that we were able to do that because we had money from our insurance money from when our house in Arkansas burned. And so we were able to come here and purchase something that we could afford, that we could pay for, and that we would be out of debt on. And so that's the reason that we made the purchase that we made. And but I hear people talk about rent now, and like I said, I haven't paid rent in 15 years, and I hear what people are paying, and it just shocks me, sticker shock, that people are actually paying the amount of money that they are for homes, and they are not satisfied with it. They'll say it's too small, it wasn't what we wanted, it's this, it's that, it's the other. And we spend a lot of our money that we make on a monthly basis on paying for something that we are not satisfied with, that we're not grateful for. Same with vehicles. We have vehicles here on the farm. They're paid for. Thankfully, they're paid for. But I hear people that are paying $70,000 and $80,000 and $90,000 for vehicles. That's just crazy. And that's not their only vehicle. They've got more than that. And people get themselves stressed out about so many things that they have a hard time being thankful because they don't, at the end of the month, they really don't have anything left. And they're wondering how in the world are they going to make ends meet? And they stress and they grumble and they worry and they fret. They've got themselves in a place where they can't be grateful. They can't be thankful because they're just swamped. There's a commercial that says, "I'm up to my eyeballs in debt." And a lot of people are. I'll never forget one time when Howie was counseling with someone that was worried about their finances and worried about their bills, and they were worried about life in general. And it was someone pretty close to Howie, and he was counseling them and trying to encourage them that things weren't really that bad, that God had blessed them, and these things may not be good, but look at all of the good things. Look at all of the things that He's done for you. Your family are healthy. They've got jobs. They're going to school. They're bettering themselves. Each year it gets a little bit better. And that person said, because Howie told him, said, you need to thank God. What has God done for me lately? And how I remember he was so shocked that they would say that they couldn't realize and they couldn't see that they had been blessed by the Lord. And this nation, the United States, and other places too, but I can speak to the U.S. because I live here, born here, lived here all my life. I can tell you that in the United States, we are a blessed nation. Are there people here that are hurting? You bet there are. Are there people here that have less than others? Yes. Are there people that their children go to bed hungry at night? Yes, there is, unfortunately. But we are still a very blessed nation. And sometimes we forget to be thankful for the things that we've got, the things that the Lord has blessed us with. You know, the Bible is full of stories of people that were thankful for different things in their life, the way that the Lord moved in their stories. And you can go throughout the Bible and you can read about Hannah and how she was blessed when she was childless and God gave her a son, about Daniel and being rescued out of the den of lions, and all of these different ones. One of the stories that I like best about being thankful has to do with our Lord. And He was ministering to a large group of people. They had gathered to listen to Him, and He had preached to them, ministered to them, and it got to be a time of day that they were really hungry. The men, women, and children, and it was a large group of people, thousands of people. And Jesus was moved with compassion on them and wanted to feed them. And so the disciples, they brought this little boy that his mama had made a meal for him. Now, she didn't have any idea that the meal that she made for her baby that day was going to be used by the Lord. She just made it to feed him as he went off on his adventures for the day. The Lord took this little meal, which consisted of 5 loaves and 2 fishes. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And don't you know that those disciples looked out at all of those people and thought, you know, Lord, we're so hungry. Now, this is Josie paraphrasing this here. We're so hungry, I could eat those 5 little loaves of bread and those 2 fishes all by myself. And look at all these people, all these men, all these ladies, all these children. And we're going to try and feed all of those people with just this little bit of fish and this bread. The Bible tells us that Jesus blessed the bread. He thanked the Lord for it, His Father for it. He broke the bread, and the disciples went out and they fed all the people. Now, the story goes that they didn't just feed the people. Everybody didn't just get a little nibble. You know, sometimes when you have a lot of people put their feet under your table, you do your very best to stretch the meal just as far as you can stretch it. And we've talked about it before, putting bread and jelly and relishes and vegetables and things on the table that will help the meal stretch further. But Jesus did not do that. He had those 5 loaves and those 2 fishes, and supernaturally that bread and those fishes were divided amongst all those people. And they didn't just get a little nibble, a little taste. It said that they ate, paraphrasing again, they ate till they were satisfied. Now, you know, people, varying degrees, the little children probably didn't eat as much as the ladies did, and the ladies for sure probably didn't eat as much as those men. They walked everywhere. So I'm sure they were hungry people. They had come from afar to listen to Jesus. And so they ate till they were satisfied. And then what happens? The disciples go out and they're able to take up 12 baskets of leftovers. 12 baskets of bread and fish that were not consumed by the crowd. Jesus was thankful. And that story teaches me that if Jesus was thankful and He gave thanks for what He had and the miracle took place, that we should be thankful for what we've had. You know, I've sat many times with my granny. We always, of course, I lived there before I got married, lived with my granny and grandpa. But on Wednesday nights before church, my aunt and my cousins, they lived further away, and everybody would come in to Grandma's house on Wednesday evenings instead of going home they would come to Granny's and we would eat supper and we'd get ready for church and we'd go on to church there at Pea Ridge. And Granny always had a meal cooked for us. It was ready when we all started coming in from work, all around about the same time. And I never sat at my Granny's table that there was not enough. Now, it wasn't always steak. In fact, I don't ever remember eating steak with my Granny unless we went out to eat. But she always had enough. And boy, she was a good cook. She knew how to do it. She knew how to stretch those meals. But she was thankful, too, that she had her children and her grandchildren there with her and that they were preparing to go to church. She, with a thankful heart, she got in there. Sure, she got tired at times. She got in there and she prepared a meal for her family, and there was always enough. There was always something over on the stove for those that straggled in and maybe wasn't prepared or planning to go to church with everybody else, but they come in looking for something. They knew where to look, too. They went over to the stove, looking around there on the cabinets by the stove, because they knew that Grandma had something cooked, something prepared, and they were thankful for that. I want to be thankful. I want to always recognize that what I have is because of what the Lord has done. Did we work for it? And that's what a lot of people say. Well, I got up and I went to work and I worked all day and I'm tired. And I worked. The Lord didn't work for me. I worked. A lot of people say that. But He enabled us to. And I always try to be thankful for everything. And not to be a complainer. Not to be one that doesn't see the good things that the Lord has done for me, and to be thankful for it. And I challenge y'all to do the same. That's what this is all about this evening. I saw one of my friends on Facebook. She had this little saying, and it's what got me to thinking about this. And it basically said, let's put the thanks back in Thanksgiving and Christ back into Christmas. And that's my goals for this year, for the holiday season and all throughout the year, to put the thanks back in Thanksgiving. You know, we go from season to season at the stores with just a teeny tiny little bit of Thanksgiving, whole bunch of October, a mega amount of stuff for Christmas, and little old Thanksgiving gets overlooked. But of all things, we should be thankful. Thankful for the freedoms that we have. Thankful for the lives that we have. Thankful for the privilege of being in this United States. We should be thankful. So I'm going to challenge you guys. I'm doing it every day. You don't have to make a Facebook post if you don't want to. You don't have to post it anywhere. It can be something personal that you do. But I challenge you, get you out a piece of paper and write down your 30 days. Now you'll have to play catch up because this is day 8. But write down those things that you're thankful for. Maybe you don't want to do that ahead of time. Maybe you want to just see what comes to your mind each day. What am I thankful for this day? And think on it. Ponder on it. Roll it over in your heart and in your mind and think about how thankful you are for that thing. Maybe you're thankful for pretty sunsets or sunrises, or the fall colors in the trees. And those things sound silly. I know people are like, that's a crazy thing to be thankful for. But really, it's not. It's not silly to be thankful for anything. So I challenge you guys, let's put the thanks back in Thanksgiving. Let's be thankful. Let's be grateful for all that we have. When we do those things on the peripheral, them things that are crazy, chaotic, they're not going to disappear, not necessarily, because we know we're in campaign season full blown, and we know all these other things are going on throughout the world and all that. But what happens is the more you focus on the Lord and being thankful and being grateful, the less those things become so important to you and become so center of your day. And you can realize joy and peace and gratefulness and all the things that come along with being thankful to the Lord. Alrighty, guys. I gotta go. Gotta get ready for church and make sure I get there tonight. This is Josie. I love you guys. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. Be thankful. Remember the Lord thanked and blessed. Broke the bread and the fish. Fed those people. Had all those leftovers. And I bet you somebody was thankful for the leftovers too. Till next time, guys. We're gone.